last Sunday with Mark, and I'm glad to be back and glad to see all of you. So let's get our position settled. We're sort of not in our usual setting because we had lightning took away our internet in our big building. So kind of managing here. So let's close our eyes. Just check in. Check in. What's happening inside your body. If there's anywhere you're tense, just give that a little bit of attention and allow it to release. Notice what's going on with your mind, in your mind. Just observing your thoughts. And allowing them to flow past without getting too involved with them. Notice what's happening with your breath. Let your breath be relaxed, rhythmic, natural. And see if you can let the breath fill without exaggerating the breath, just the natural breath. Give it permission to move into the sides of your chest. Now, check out the back part of your chest, of your rib cage. And let the breath move in there also. Not forcing it, just releasing, relaxing, and allowing the breath to extend its pathway into the back part of your chest. Just visualize your body expanding on inhalation all through your torso and out into your limbs. Mm. Enjoying the aliveness that results. Mm. And now bring your attention to the spine. Following the breath up the spine on inhalation, all the way from the tailbone up toward the crown of your head. Again, allowing the breath to move in its own way. And following it back down on exhalation. As though the breath is caressing your spine from the tailbone up to the crown of the head. Inhaling joy, peace, and exhaling worry, negative thoughts, tension, stress. If you do that for a few breaths, you might notice something. Just try and see. You also might notice, without any effort on your part, that the spine begins to lift, extend, lengthen, just a bit. If you don't notice that, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Worry will hunt you over again. Mm. There is a quiet place inside where you are loved unconditionally and you experience peace and joy. And you get there by releasing negative thoughts, releasing worry, releasing muscle tension, releasing the holding of the breath. It's like riding in under a hot air balloon. It rises. It rises when you throw the sandbags out that keep it weighted down. You don't have to push it up in the air. It wants to go up, if you just get rid of what's holding it down. So just allow the negative thoughts, allow the tension, allow the worry to all be thrown overboard. And then relax. And you will be lifted up. Effortlessly. So, what do I do to meditate? Stop doing. Let the thoughts go, let the worry go, let the tension go. Just for a little while. You can go back to it later if you want to. If your mind insists on doing something, then you can let it play with soul hum or sound om or some other mantra if you know it. If your breath comes into your awareness, just continue to allow it to move freely. Opening yourself to the breath in all dimensions of your torso. If thoughts begin to intrude, just nod, yeah, I see you, and let them go on past. Don't invite them in. If you don't know what to do, just be grateful for this experience. Grateful for the tranquility, the serenity, grateful for the breath, grateful for your body, the vehicle for these experiences. Mm. Mm. If images begin to appear, just notice them and let them go. Let them morph. Let them do whatever they want to do. You're sitting on the porch, let them walk on by. Just appreciate the prana, subtle energy flowing through your body. If you want to establish a regular meditation practice, then make of your meditation something delicious. And you won't forget to sit. If you don't know what to do with your face, a very slight, relaxed smile will do just fine. Now gradually let your attention begin to settle in the region of the heart center. Sort of landing there. Notice what happens when you do that. And then gradually begin to extend your attention out from the heart center towards your right hand, towards your left hand. Then extend your attention upward toward the crown of the head and down toward your feet. Bringing the surface of your body more into awareness. Don't be in a hurry. And when you're ready, you can let your hands come up and cover your eyes with your palms. And enjoy that darkness for a few moments. And then gradually, when you're ready, you can let your hands float down to your lap, keeping your gaze fixed on your palms. And then very gradually, when you're ready, you can look around. Come back into the space. Welcome back. So now is the time if anybody has comments or questions or something they would like to share with the group. This is a good time to do it.
Battery 70%.
Just say your name and start talking.
Hi, this is Adam.
Hi, Adam.
Thank you for that. That was really lovely in many ways. And I'm curious if you can...
You're most welcome.
I'm curious if you could talk about, as a student on this path, what part have you found most pleasurable? And perhaps as a teacher, which parts have you found most pleasurable for you?
Our internet connection is not very good, so I kind of got that in bits and pieces. What I talk about as a student, what aspects of the meditation are pleasurable? Is that what you're saying?
Of the path are most pleasurable.
Of the path of spiritual path, you mean? Is that what you mean?
As a student on this path,
Oh, okay.
What have you found most pleasurable? And then the same question as a teacher, what have you found most pleasurable?
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Well, I think that there are many pleasures, but I think that what's most pleasurable is the kind of peace and tranquility and serenity that you find as you go deeper into meditation. That's, I think there's something that happens as a result of the different facets of the spiritual path that you, as a student, you begin to accept yourself more, and you begin to take joy in being a human in this body doing this particular thing. As you remove a lot of the judgment and the fear and the tension, then actually all of life can become a pleasure. And as a teacher, I think that the greatest pleasure and the greatest joy is seeing others light up and find their way and begin to experience that joy. That's just the best, the best of all. Yeah. Does that kind of answer your question?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you for asking. I love your questions. I love other people's questions too. Don't be shy. Maybe I could ask you all, what did you find pleasurable in the meditation? Not all at once. Yes.
What I found pleasurable in this particular meditation was something similar to what you just said, which was there's a lot of ambient noise going on. My neighborhood is very dynamic. But the longer I stayed with it, the more all of that seemed to like, it's still the same volume, but it's not bothering me like it was at the beginning of the meditation. So that peace and tranquility.
It doesn't disturb you. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. There's a great joy and pleasure in that. Stepping out of being disturbed. Yeah.
And I think for me, oftentimes there's this
Great, thank you.
compulsion to like control it and shut it down and tell them to be quiet. And the meditation gives me the space to not have to be that controlling.
Right.
This is Karen. For me, it was, of course, very similar, but there was a lot of overwhelm in my life right now of the list of things that have to be done. And as we were in the meditation and just
Excuse me, we can't hear you. Could you speak more clearly?
Thanks, Arabella. Sorry, is that better?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So a lot of overwhelm right now. I'm just experiencing a lot of overwhelm. And during the meditation, just letting that go away when you were saying, let things go with the breath, and just coming to the place that this is the only place I need to be. This is really the only thing that needs to be done, is to be here right now doing this. And nothing will change. The list of things to do hasn't changed, but my relationship to it has changed dramatically. And that I find very peaceful and joyful. So what you were saying, what you find in this is the joy and peace and tranquility. It's definitely there.
Great. Thank you. That's delightful. Once I lived in New York City, and I rented an apartment, and it had a little patch of ground outside. And my landlady said, well, this is a garden apartment. And I said, well, what do you mean? She says, that means that that little patch is yours to take care of. And I went, oh, another thing to do. She said, I advise you to do what I do, is to spend at least 20 minutes out in the garden every day. So I thought, oh my goodness, I like the apartment, so I guess I have to do this. So I would go out, and for the first, it was really uncanny, for the first 15 minutes or maybe 17 minutes, I would be thinking, I got so much to do. This is silly. I don't have time for this. And then somewhere around 20 minutes, I would kind of forget that. And it would be like, oh, it's so nice to be out in the garden. And then it was like, okay, I can go in now. So if you stay with it, all the urgency of the world kind of begins to float away. We're sort of cultivating our own garden internally when we meditate, and then you reach that point where, why was I in such a hurry? What was it that was so important? Is it really that important? It's not as important as being joyful and enjoying being alive. So yeah, that's excellent. Thank you.
That was beautiful to hear that about the garden as a metaphor. Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Great.
This is Linda, and for me what happened was, I think, kind of going from my second chakra, where there were things of doing, to my heart chakra, and then really going to the archaic of all is well.
Yeah.
Even though all that other stuff is still going on out there.
Yeah, on some deep level, all is well. It's going the way it's supposed to, and we don't have to try to fix it all. That doesn't mean we can't do useful things in the world that are helpful to people, but what we do in the world is so much more effective if we come from that place of tranquility.
Hello, this is Jody.
Hi, Jody.
I'm wondering if you can speak a little bit about how being in these different consciousnesses affect our cells and our bodies. I know I've studied several different therapies, and one that I'm studying right now kind of holds a belief system around the need for a person to go back to their biology and like feel the emotion that created some sort of illness or disease in their body for them to then be able to heal it or release it. However, I find that even just going into these states of peacefulness and joy and just letting go of the urgency, that in and of itself can be healing. So I'm wondering if you can speak to how going into that state on a regular basis actually affects your cells or your DNA or your body.
So Jody, the question was really broken up. If it might be helpful if you just, if you can, put the question in a real quick chat format and type it in, and that way we can read it. I'm sorry, it's our internet connection is really not so great tonight. So Jody's asking, how does dwelling frequently in this space of peacefulness affect our cells and bodies?
Very helpfully. Yeah, so I think I picked up some bits of what you were saying before. So there are many therapies, but aren't they all based on trying to reach that? And so maybe, I mean, meditation is kind of like the mother lode. It's like that fundamentally, that's what it's all about. And you can't beat it for affordability or availability, or there are all kinds of wonderful things about it. So yeah, for your time and for your money, probably the most wonderful thing you can do for yourself is to spend a little time each day sitting in meditation. And it's just amazing what it can offer.
How does it affect our cells and bodies?
Well, it certainly affects our health. I mean, a lot more is coming now into from research about how fear and stress just destroy your health. And sort of the greatest way to deal with those is, and the most practical and the most simple, is meditation. So, studies have been done since probably the 60s. People started studying meditation and what its effects were, and found that, all kinds of indices of health, blood tests, and all these things improve. It's just that it doesn't have a very large advertising budget. So, you have to take that into consideration. There are other things going on in the world where more money is generated, and so there's a larger budget for talking about it. But meditation is sort of the silent winner on all those scores. So yeah, I mean, it's a foundation. You can do other kinds of therapies too, but if you're also meditating, then what you gain in the other kinds of inputs is more quickly assimilated and consolidated. So yeah, I mean, it sounds like a commercial. Well, meditation needs a commercial. And there's a little promo for meditation. And I have to say, I don't have any ownership and stock on meditation or any conflict of interest. I'm just here to tell you, try it. Try it regularly. Sit, even if you just sit for 5 minutes in the morning. Just actually sitting down and closing your eyes and golden. Just can't spend 2 minutes more effectively than that. Any other comments or questions or sharing? Okay.
Thank you all. We'll look for an announcement for next week. And we hope to see you then. So if you would, just unmute yourself and we'll all say thank you and goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful meditation.
Wonderful. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Thank you. Good to see you.
Bye.